Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. So today is a whole body flow. It's great for beginners. It can be for anyone, even if you have got a little bit more experience, but this is, it's pretty accessible. So a nice one to start off with if you're just getting into yoga. So make sure you're nice and comfortable, and we're going to start standing. We're going to start standing at the top of our mat. So when you're ready, let's start at the top of the mat. And we'll start with the feet hip distance apart and parallel, bringing the palms of the hands together in front of the chest, just allowing the weight to drop down into the feet, elbows dropping down. And if it feels comfortable, you feel okay to close down the eyes, then please feel free to do that. Taking a moment here to check in with yourself, just noticing that's how you're feeling today. And whatever is here for you, allow it to be here. There's no right or wrong way to be. I'm starting to contact the physical body a little bit more, so pressing down into the soles of the feet, have a sense of the energy drawing up the legs, kneecaps slightly lifting, the tailbone dropping down, picturing the length of the entire spinal column, energy up and out through the crown of the head. Finding the breath, breathing in and out through the nose, whenever it's possible. And then when you're ready, let's blink open the eyes. Releasing the arms down by your side. We can keep the feet hip distance apart, turning the palms to face forward so the thumbs are pointing out. We're going to take a half sun salute. So reach the arms up above the head, pressing down through the feet as you look up towards the thumbs as the palms come together, taking an inhale, and then as you exhale, folding forward into your Uttanasana. And let's bend our knees a lot here. Let's bringing the hands down towards the mat as much as you can. Allow the back of the neck to be relaxed, and then take an inhale to come into your halfway lift. Fingertips can stay down, or if you need to bring your hands onto the shins or onto the thighs, feel free to do that. And then exhale, fold down once again, and then press down through the feet to lengthen out through the spine and bring those arms back out through the sides. Palms of the hands come together, and then exhale, release the hands back into your Tadasana. We'll do that 2 more times, just like that. Inhaling, reaching the arms up, palms of the hands come together, and then exhale, forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need to here. Back of the neck relaxes. Then take an inhale into your halfway lift, lengthening out through the spines, draw the quadriceps up, and then exhale, folding down. Bending the knees, press down through the feet, reach out through the arms, palms, hands come together, looking towards the thumbs, and then exhale, hands come back into your Tadasana. Let's go one more time. Inhaling, looking up towards the thumbs, and then exhale, forward fold. Now, if it's feeling okay to keep the legs straight, you might start to keep the legs straight, but feel free to continue to bend them. Take an inhale into your halfway lift. Chest reaches forward, and then exhale, fold down. And now let's bend the knees and step back into down facing dog. So hands are shoulder distance apart, feet are hip distance apart, and feeling free to keep the knees slightly bent if you need to here. We'll just take a moment now, down facing dog. Steady the eyes, looking in between the feet. Find the breath. And then come down onto all fours, setting up the wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips, and taking a few cat-cows here. So releasing the navel down, draw the tips of the shoulders away from the ears as the eyes look up, and then exhale to press down through the shins and the hands as you draw the front of the body up towards the back body, tucking the chin in. And then again, inhale to release, arching the spine, coming into your cow, and then as you exhale, pressing into your cat,
the front of the body, lifting towards the back body, C-curving the spine. And we'll go again, inhaling and then exhaling. And then coming back into your neutral spine, so in between the arch and the curve. Now let's take this right leg out to the side so that the right heel is in line with that left knee. And take the right arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards the fingertips as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to soften through this left elbow and just thread this right arm under to where you can, and then come back up again. Take an inhale, looking up towards the right hand. Exhale, thread it under. One more time, inhaling. Exhale, thread it under. And last time, inhaling. As you exhale, let's bring this right forearm down. So rather than across to the left, right elbow underneath the right shoulder and pressing down through the palm of that right hand. Now, if you can, we're going to start to turn the shoulders towards the left. If it's available, take that left arm behind you, coming into a half bind. Keep pressing down through the outside edge of that right foot. Eyes looking towards the left shoulder. Taking one more full breath. And then release that left hand down, coming back up onto both hands. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, carry this right leg back behind you, placing the foot down, and then we're going to just kickstand this left leg back behind as well to peel open this right arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards the right hand again. And then let's take this right hand, cradle the base of the head to lengthen out through the neck. Just feel free to keep this right leg down on the ground, but if you would like to, lifting that right leg off the mat. Just for one more full breath. And then placing that right foot down, releasing the right arm down, and just turning in towards the mat to come back into all fours. And let's go to the other side. Take that left heel out to the side, left heel lining up with that right knee, pressing down through the outer edge of that left foot. Take this left arm up towards the ceiling, inhale, and then as you exhale, threading that left arm underneath the right as you soften through that right elbow. Coming back up again, inhaling, exhaling, just allowing the eyes to follow that left hand up towards the ceiling, and then underneath the right arm. And then last time, inhaling, exhale, plant that left forearm down onto the mat. So left elbow underneath that left shoulder, right hand slightly to the side, and you start to turn the shoulders to the right. And you might feel like you just need to stay here. If you can, you're going to wrap that right arm behind you, looking towards the right shoulder. Check in with your breathing. And then releasing that right hand down, making your way back onto both hands, and then carry this left leg back behind you, kickstand that right foot back, plant the outer edge of that left foot down as you take that left arm up towards the ceiling, looking towards the left fingers. Deep, easy breaths. Bring that left hand to cradle the base of the head to try to lengthen out the neck a little bit more. Take the weight into the knuckles of that right hand. So we're trying to take the weight out of the wrist. If it's available, you might lift that left leg up off the mat. One more full breath. And then placing that left foot down, releasing that left hand down and turning into the mat onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, coming into your down facing dog. Taking a breath in your down dog. Breathing in and out through the nose. So armpits wrapping in to face one another as you press down through all 10 knuckles of the hands. Try to lengthen out through both sides of the waist. Rise up onto the balls of the feet as you inhale, and then exhale to lower them back down. And again, inhale to rise, and then exhale to lower. And once again, inhale to rise, exhale to lower. One more time, inhale to rise. Take this right leg up to your three-legged dog. Try to keep the leg parallel, inhale. And then exhale, stepping it forward in between the hands. If you need to use your hands to bring that right heel forward, feel free. And then we're going to plant this left heel down. And then come upright with the torso, bringing the arms up into your Virabhadrasana 1 or your Warrior 1. Now keeping the arms shoulder distance apart. If it's available for you and it's okay for your shoulders, you might bring the palms of hands together, but just see how you go. We're thinking about wrapping this left hip forward and that right knee drawing towards the second right toe. If you're feeling okay here, maybe bring the eyes up in between the hands or towards your thumbs. Maybe you can bend a little bit deeper into that front leg. Taking one more full breath. On the next inhale, let's rotate open to our Warrior 2. We just have to adjust the feet slightly wider stance, left toes pointing out to the side, shoulders and hips point to the side now. Okay, that front leg stays very similar, and then looking over towards that right middle finger. Energy extending out through both hands. And bending a little bit deep in that front leg. And then on the next in-breath, let's straighten through the front leg, bring the arms up to shoulder height. And then as you exhale, let's come back into our Warrior 2 legs, draw the arms down into your cactus arms, and then straighten. As you inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale to bend. We'll go one more time. Inhale, straighten and reach up. And then exhale to bend. Hold it here. Straighten the arms. Take one more inhale. Exhale into your side angle. So right forearm comes down, left arm comes up and over. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of that left foot. And you can stay with your forearm here. Try not to collapse down. Try to lift away from that right thigh. If it's available, you might come down onto a block or bring that right hand to the inner edge of that, just to the inner edge of the right foot. And eyes can look up towards the ceiling or even just look straight ahead. Just see what works for your neck. Check in with your breathing. And then let's just turn the head to look forward if it's been looking up, and then we're going to come into our reverse warrior just for a moment to transition. So left hand very light on the back leg, inhale, eyes looking up, exhale. Cut all the hands down to frame the front foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Step back into your down-facing dog, taking an inhale. And then exhale, come onto the balls of feet and unfurl into your plank position. Long line in your plank. Take an inhale. Come down to the knees and then shift the hips slightly back. And we're going to dive the chest in between the hands. Diving through, release the tops of the feet down. Fingertips by the ribs, coming into your baby cobra. So pretty small cobra here, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Take one more inhale. Coming up a little bit higher to press back onto the knees and back into your down dog. Let's take 3 full breaths in down facing dog. Just one more full breath. Now rising up onto the balls of feet, take that left leg up to your 3-legged dog. Keep the leg parallel, take an inhale, and then exhale, stepping it forward and using the hands to bring that left foot a little bit further forward in between the hands if you need to. Plant that right heel down so the right toes are pointing slightly forward on that diagonal line, and then come up into your Warrior 1 or Virabhadrasana 1. And just remembering, we're trying to wrap this right hip forward, but at the same time, keep pressing down through the outer edge of that right foot. Arms shoulder distance apart or palms of the hands together. Maybe eyes looking up towards the ceiling. If it's available, bend a little bit deeper in that front leg. One more full breath. On the next
inhale, let's hold. And then as you exhale, open out into your warrior two. And just open the feet out just about a foot. And then right toes are pointing slightly out to the side now. And the left knee's driving forward towards that second toe. We're thinking about the shoulders and the hips out to the side, palms facing down and looking towards that left middle finger. And we just use the breath to stay with that rising sensation in the body. And on the next inhale, let's strain through that front leg, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bend back into your warrior two, into your cactus arms. Inhale to reach up, and then exhale to bend. And one more time, inhale to reach up, and then exhale to bend. Straighten through the arms, take an inhale, exhale into your side angle, or Paschimottanasana. On pressing down through that left forearm, and once again, you're trying not to let that collapse in, pressing away from the left shoulder. Eyes might be looking up towards the ceiling if that's available, and maybe for some, coming down onto a block or bringing the fingertips down towards the mat, onto the inner edge of that left ankle. Energy out through the right fingers. Last breath. And then on the next inhale, keeping that front leg bent if you can as you transition into your reverse warrior. Inhaling, exhale to cartwheel the hands down, frame the front foot, come to the ball of the right foot, step back into your down facing dog. Inhale, exhale forward into your plank position. Press the mat away, come down to the knees, shift the weight slightly back towards the heels, and then dive down through. Release the tops of feet down, coming into your baby cobra. If it feels okay, you might come up a little bit higher. Elbows keep squeezing in, and then shift back towards the knees, tuck the toes under, coming into down facing dog. Taking 3 full breaths here. Taking a look towards the hands. As you inhale, let's bring this right knee towards that right wrist. So we're moving into our half pigeon here. Walk that left foot a little bit further back, and you want to try to keep the left foot directly behind the left hip, and then release the top of the foot down. Now you might need a little bit more support underneath the right hip, so you could pop a block or a blanket or a cushion under here if you've got a lot of space between the hip and the mat. Maybe walking the hands back a little bit if you can to lengthen up. Take an inhale and then exhale, coming forward. Just coming into your sleeping swan, so allowing yourself to just rest down. It's a little bit active just through that outer right shin pressing down. Thinking about the right hip crease drawing back. Just allow the breathing to slow down. Last breath here. And then starting to walk the hands back up, tucking the back toes under and making your way back into down facing dog. Just taking one breath. Looking towards the hands, bring that left knee towards that left wrist, and then walk that right foot a little bit further back. Just keeping that left foot a little bit further, a bit flexed. And if you need more space, you can bring the heel closer in. But if you feel like it's available, you might bring that heel a little bit further away. using any supports if you need to here. Take an inhale to lengthen out through the waist, and then when you're ready, exhaling to come forward. You might be able to rest your head all the way down into the hands or onto the mat. Just directing the breath to where you feel this the most. So most likely the outer left hip and glute. Just noticing if there's any space to let go here. Just one more full breath. And then starting to walk the hands back up. And this time, let's just come over onto that left hip and bring the right leg forward, and we'll come down onto the back. Just feet hip distance apart, arms down by your side. And then let's press down through the feet to peel the spine off, coming into your Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose here. And you could keep the palms flat, or if it's available and you'd like to, interlace the hands, maybe creeping up a little bit high onto the tips of the shoulders. Pressing down through the base of the big toes. Taking one more inhale. And then as you exhale, let's release those arms, rolling down the spine, crossing the right leg over the left, and then lifting the hips up, bringing them slightly over to the right. So coming into our twisted root, wrapping the right foot behind the left calf if you can, and then dropping the knees over towards the left, opening up that right arm out on diagonal, and the head can turn in that direction. I'll keep looking straight up towards the ceiling. Just feeling free to close down the eyes. Just allowing the right shoulder blade to be heavy. Then taking an inhale, coming back through center, releasing the legs out, recenter the hips, crossing that left leg over the right, and then lifting the hips up over a little bit to the left, maybe wrapping that left foot behind, and then letting the knees drop over to the right, opening that left arm out on the diagonal. Head can turn in that direction. Just feeling really free to keep the eyes closed. And this time it's that left shoulder blade heavy. Just allowing the breathing to slow down. And then on the next in-breath, let's return everything to the center, uncrossing the legs, bring the hips back towards to the center as well. Bring the knees in towards the chest, squeezing the knees in, feet side by side. Allow the shoulder heads to drop down. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze everything in a little bit more. And then let's place the feet down and extend the legs out long, coming into your Shavasana. letting the feet fall away from one another, arms away from the body, palms facing up. Take your time to make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you need to put something warmer on, then please feel free to put on some socks or, jumper or blanket. When you feel ready, closing down your eyes. Just noticing the back surface of the body in contact with the mat or the ground underneath you. Allowing those points of contact to get a little bit heavier and a little bit softer with each exhale. Releasing the jaw, softening the front of the throat. Soft belly. Acknowledging your effort to come to the mat and allowing yourself to rest for the next few minutes. And if you find that you're drifting away into thinking, you can gently bring yourself back to lightly focus on the breath, your natural breath coming in and out through the nose. Please feel free to stay resting here for as long as you would like to. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.